and I am so happy to be with you today. As many of you know, I'm a veteran of the C suite, multiple turnarounds, positioning companies, and helping really people, companies, and executives to do their best. That's my purpose. That's what I love to do. So today we're going to talk about building a resilient team. It's extremely important right now because change, and more change continues to happen. And our teams need to be confident, and you as a leader can cultivate resiliency among your team by being there for them. From experience, I have seen teams that are dynamic, that work amazingly well together, and it's a reflection of their leader. I've also, in recent times, come across teams that really were not a team. They were isolated, they were working independently. Some had never been to the corporate office, they had never met each other, nor had their leader spent time with them face to face. Now, again, this was before COVID, but with COVID, you actually have ample opportunity to be with your team through virtual meetings. So there's really no excuse. Your team's ability to be resilient, as I said, is really cultivated by you. By developing a resilient team, they're going to be better equipped to handle anything. Some of the key things that they do is one, they must trust each other, and they can't do that if they don't know each other. Two, you and your team knows what key skills each individual has. So when they're forming a resilient team or any team, they know how to use each other's talents and how that mix. It's like pieces of a puzzle. Each person has a skill that they're really good with. Well, they're going to help mentor each other by sharing their skill, but they'll also help solve problems by knowing who has what skills and how best to tap into those. The excuse me, as a leader, you need to understand your team's talents. You really do. And you have to be confident in knowing how to put the chess players in the right spots to win. You also need to build their confidence. Many times we're not giving the recognition, celebrating the wins that we have, not publicly, and your team needs that. They need to know that you trust them, that you believe that they're capable and that they can do this and that they can make it through anything. It's really important for their confidence. The other thing is it's important to know what their work routines are like. Everybody's different. I tend, or at least I used to be, more of that nighttime worker. I hit my stride in the afternoon. Now, I worked with many people who they were morning people. They're really up and ready to go, before I've even had my first cup of coffee. So you need to understand that, and you need to understand their level of discipline and how they work, because you cannot form a resilient team if you don't understand all of those ingredients. The other part that's really important nowadays is their social connections and the support that they receive. Everybody is taking on the unknown, the stress of working from home, all the different things that are going on in our current world. And they need to know that they've got a support system. Now, some of that support is going to come from their family, but a lot of that support, because where do we spend most of our time? At work. We're working. We're dedicated to our careers and our customers. So they need to know that they're supported by you and by each other. And that's something that you have to cultivate. You've got to give them that security, that confidence that they can make mistakes, and that's okay, that that's a normal process in business, and that you want them to take calculated risks. Because if they don't try things, they don't know, where their ceiling is or what really works. You've got to keep your team focused. So, what I think really works well is you may have the big goal, you may know where you want to go over time, but there's a lot of value in creating small goals and to piece it out. It's almost like take a timeline and mark the little steps it takes to achieve the bigger goal and then celebrate those successes. Every time you hit one of those mile markers, make it a big deal. That's how you keep your team motivated. Also, checking in with your team and having them checking in with each other. Everybody has to be on the same page. You've got to agree that this is what we're going to do and this is how we're going to do it. Again, safe to take risks. But if you're going to be taking risks, the team needs to develop the ability to see when there might be a change needed. They've got to be able to identify a problem that's coming up because things change. So something that you were doing may not work, and you've got to be able to put that flag up. You need to articulate it to the team. You've got to be confident to do that. And again, the only way there's going to be confidence is when you're recognizing, I am so happy that you noticed that. That's a great point. So recognition is huge. Something you can do for the team is they need to, as a group, you already know what their skills are. You need to have them as a group identify their skills. Have them tell each other what they think they're great at, and then have them tell the group what they think is their strong point. And it's certainly a good idea to have them also identify what they want to learn. That way, that vulnerability helps the others want to help them out. They need to learn how to improvise, pivot. We hear that used a lot. Many times you're going straight and you need to pivot and go to the right, or you need to pivot and go to the left. That's truly the bounce that a resilient team or a resilient person has, is that ability to go, okay, hit the wall, turn around, let's go a different direction. Focus on your relationship with your team and focus on helping your team have relationships with each other. It's really important. Again, that trust, that feeling safe, the ability to ask for help, all key ingredients in your team and in you if you really want them to come together and do amazing things. So I hope that you will take just one little thing that we talked about today and implement it. Put that into your daily routine. Before I say goodbye, I just want to ask you all, go out today and do one positive thing. Go make a difference. I hope that you have a fabulous day. You can learn more about me at mariapietroforte.com. I also have these live Facebook moments every Monday at 11 Central Time. Go out and do something great today. Bye.